Hey, how you doing? This is Shondelle, your Transformology coach. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and wherever you are, the weather is beautiful, as it is here in sunny South Florida. It's springtime now, so if you're up north, I'm sure the weather's warming up a bit, which is important, at least to me. Anyway, so I wanted to share this video. Originally, I was going to send it to my clients because, every once in a while I like to send them a little pep talk video, and to write it in an email, most of them won't read it. No one reads it. Well, very few people read email anymore, so it's either just record a video. But anyway, I decided that I would share it with you as well, because I think it's a message that you will appreciate, and or at least hopefully get something from it. And it is that of what does it truly take to get results, not just in the area of work that I do, which is the health and fitness field, but just life in general, right? Any aspect of your life. People often ask me, as a coach, as a trainer, the owner of a gym, I've been in this industry for a very long time. When people find out what I do, they always ask me, questions about nutrition and working out and how to get a six-pack and how to lose fat off of this part of their body, and a variety of different, questions pertaining to that stuff. And not that those aren't relevant questions, but I don't think they're the most important questions, and not really even the questions that people want answers to. They think they do, but that information is everywhere. If you want a good workout program, or you want to know how to eat and when to eat and what to eat and how much to eat, and all those things, that information abounds. It's everywhere, right? There's no shortage of fitness and nutritional information. But that stuff really just scratches the surface, right? Obviously, we're still, 2/3 of our population is still overweight, obese. People generally do not like the way they look and feel. And it's not because there's not enough diet and exercise information. There's other elements that are definitely more influential in transformation in any aspect of life. And so I've identified 3 components that I think are critical when it comes to change, right? In any area. And they are, I call them the 3 C's. They are consistency, commitment, and courage. And I should say commitment first, consistency, and courage. Right? Commitment is not just signing on a dotted line. Commitment is showing up. And I think we use the term very lightly nowadays. We commit to all sorts of things that we're not wholeheartedly vested in. An example of that, 50% or more of our marriages end in divorce. And I'm sure I could think of a whole bunch of other examples. I know in my field, people come in and they sign up for training, and then they come every blue moon. And when I ask them in the beginning of, I always ask, upon meeting them, how committed are you to achieving your goals? And 9 out of 10 people always say 10. Yet, these are the same people a week later, or 2 weeks later, a month later, hey, where you at? Why aren't you showing up? What's going on? They're not committed, right? So, in my opinion, commitment is making a decision to do something that you say you really want to do, or that you do really want to do, and seeing it through to the end. Now, are there exceptions? Of course. If you're in a marriage and you're being abused, or there's some aspect of your life being jeopardized, then of course you're going to get out of situations like that. But most times, I think when we commit to things, we don't really commit, and it's so easy to just kind of give up on things, because it's not as easy as we thought it would be, especially in the arena of working out and changing your body. It's not easy, right? So you think you want it, but are you willing to do what it takes to get it? And there's a huge distinction between what you want and what you're willing to do to get what you want, right? So commitment is number 1. You've got to be 100% vested and not willing to give up until you've achieved your goal. Number 2 is you got to be consistent. So if you're only showing up every once in a while, or you're only doing the work every blue moon, when it's convenient, when it feels good, when it's not cold outside, when I slept enough, when I have money in my pocket to buy the things I need to buy, whatever there's numerous conditions, right? But regardless of the conditions, you have to act in spite, and you have to act in spite consistently. You could potentially not have the best workout program or not have the best diet. Okay, it could be okay, but if you do it consistently, you're going to get some results from that. Whereas you could have the best workout regimen and the best diet, whatever that is. I mean, I don't really believe in the best of anything, but you could have a fairly good workout regimen and a good diet. And, you know, if you're only committing to it every once in a while, once a week, once every couple of weeks, you're not going to get results, right? So it's about showing up, and it's about showing up day after day after day after day, right? And that applies to anything. And then third is courage. Courage is embracing the discomfort that's inevitable in anything that is, you know, anytime we endeavor to change our lives or improve some aspect of ourselves, there's going to be an element of discomfort, of pain, of challenge, of obstacle, of overcoming, right? That's inevitable. If it were easy, we'd all be rich, we'd all be fit, we'd all be, you know, healthy, we'd all be happy, having our dream job and our dream life, right? But that's not the case, because to achieve those things, it's not easy. It requires sacrifice, it requires getting out of your comfort zone, it requires some difficulty. And if you're not willing to embrace the difficulty and embrace the pain and embrace the challenges, then you're not ready to achieve what it is that you say you want to achieve. And I see this all the time with my clients. You know, there's certain people who come in and they say, this is what I want, this is why I want it. And then the moment it gets a little uncomfortable, or they're feeling a little intimidated or a little overwhelmed, they're out the door. So, in a nutshell, you know, I think that transformation, and I'm not just speaking of physical transformation here, although that is what I do, but transformation or change or improvement in any aspect of your life requires you to show up, which is another way of saying commit. It requires you to show up again and again and again, which is consistency. And it requires you to show up no matter what you may face on the other side of that quote-unquote door. All right? And that's courage. And I think once you have those three things in place, then the other things kind of fall into place. And your results are most likely to be maintained. So you can't give up. Embrace the pain. And, you know, just keep showing up. And I promise you, if you do those three things, then you're going to get where you want to go, or at least pretty close to it. All right, so I hope that helps, and I'll see you next time. Take care. This is Shondelle, your Transformology coach. Take care.